Hey there everybody, how is it going? Welcome to my channel, Boomy Reactions. My name is Boomy. Hello my lovelies. Now today I would like to share with you another food video. Another one from Arnie Tex. Oh my gosh, yes. So I've recently become aware of Arnie Tex because of the wonderful Lupe sending me his fabulous cookbook. So in response to that, a few of you have suggested that I watch some of his recipes through YouTube. And oh my gosh, he's adorable. I'm really enjoying his videos. Oh my gosh. So the last video we watched elote. So yes, Arnie was showing us how to make an authentic Mexican street food, Mexican elote, and it looked absolutely fantastic. So today I'm catching up with another one of Arnie Tex's videos, and this one comes as a request from Matt through Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you again so much. We meet again, Matt. Thank you for your support. And Matt says, hello Boomy, I'm sending you a few links that you might want to react to. I saw your latest box opening and saw that you received a cookbook from Arnie Tex. I did. He's from West and South Texas and has great Tex-Mex dishes. Fabulous. Okay, so what are we making today, Arnie? Let's have a look. I'm going to try my best to pronounce this. So, I've not heard of this one before. I have no idea what this dish is. So, this video is called The EASIEST CARNE GUISADA. I hope I've pronounced that properly. I've never heard of this before. Carne, meat, right? Okay, meat. Guisada. I don't know what one of those is. Maybe Arnie can educate me. Maybe he'll tell me. Okay, let's crack on with the video, lovelies. And as ever, if you're enjoying these reactions, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, guys. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. The link is here. And if you're interested in supporting my channel any further, I have a Patreon account. The link is in the description below. Thank you again.
It smells good, looks good, and I guarantee it's going to taste good.
Ew.
Man, look at that bite. Nice and juicy.
Oh, that did look juicy.
That meat just melts in your mouth. In this video, friends, I'm whooping up carne guisada the easy way. Friends, when you dig into a plate of carne guisada, it's one of the best and most iconic meals that you'll ever have. You've got that chunky meat, you've got that delicious gravy, you've got the veggie flavor in there, and all those spices combined to bring an extra delicious bite every time you put the spoon in your mouth. Now y'all have seen me make this recipe over an open fire in a Dutch oven. And in my cookbook, I show you how to make it step by step, just like the best Mexican restaurants do. But sometimes you just don't have time for all of that. So in this video, we're making that delicious carne guisada in the easiest way possible. So basically all you have to do is get all the ingredients, drop them in the crock pot, put it on high, and go about your business for a few hours. And you'll be eating a delicious bowl of carne guisada within a few hours. And I'm also gonna show you guys 2 optional techniques if you wanna take the flavor to another level. Either way, I'm gonna show you guys how to make this recipe quick, easy, and delicious. Now let's plug in this crock pot and get started. Vámonos! Now my cookbook.
Vámonos! Oh, I know I said this on the last video, but he reminds me so much of my dad. I think that's why I think he's so cute. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, I love the sound effects. Okay, so we're kind of one step away from a stew. Is there a certain time that a stew has to stew for in order for it to be called a stew? I don't really know. Maybe there's not a set time. Okay, so this is being left to simmer, stew, like a casserole, I guess, for quite a while. Any dish that you can just throw the vegetables in, put on a low heat, and just get about doing anything else that you need to do around the house, I'm there. I'm all for those meals.
Calls for 3 pounds of chuck roast. I've got right at just a hair shy of 4 pounds here. We're gonna start trimming it up. So the recipe won't be exact by weight, but you can always adjust. All right, so we're gonna cube this up. I like to cube them, you know, somewhere around 1 inch or so, 3/4. It can be just a hair over 1 inch. I've eaten carne guisada, it's one of my favorite things to eat. I've eaten it all over Texas. And I've had some in some restaurants where there's some big old chunks, and then I've had some that are really small. So again, everybody does them the way they want. Depende de qué rancho viene. So we want to try to remove any excess big fat. There's a lot of connective tissue and sinew in between the different muscles of the chuck. So you want to get those out. Now we're talking about making the easiest carne guisada today. You know, you can go buy all of this already cubed up. It's generally called stew meat at most meat markets, but I know where I live, every meat market has it already cubed up and ready to go. You can call ahead if you want a large batch, a huge amount for a big party, and they'll have it ready for you when you show up. Now we're following along basically my recipe from my cookbook, Arnie Tex. Over 100 recipes of Mexican-American cooking and Texas-style barbecue. This is not going to be the exact recipe. We have more than 3 pounds, which is the recipe you'll find in my book. We are going to use pretty much all the same ingredients, but we're going to make some adjustments because we have a little extra meat here. And we're also doing the crock pot method as well. So we're just about done trimming here. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out in the editing, but basically this took less than 10 minutes. I'm going to say about 7 minutes or so to trim 4 pounds of chuck. And I've got my 10-inch pan here ready to go. I'm starting to heat it up a little bit. I'm using ghee today. Ghee? Is it ghee or is it G? Tell me in the comments below. I think I said G last time and everybody got mad at me and said it's not G, it's ghee. Anyway, got about a teaspoon, a little bit more than a teaspoon on here. We're gonna heat that up. I love that buttery flavor. Also, in case you didn't know, the ghee has a much higher smoke point than most oils, so it's really great for cooking. I'm also wearing my apron today because I've ruined a bunch of shirts. So every time I sear meats now, my wife makes me wear this beautiful apron. I see a little smoke coming up. It's time to add some meat to our pan. We want to hear that sizzle, just like that. And as soon as you add it, start moving it around. It's okay if it sticks a little bit, but it's better if it doesn't. See how quick we're starting to brown that meat? Really quick. Now y'all will see that all this water's starting to come out. That's why I don't have my pan too crowded, because that water's gonna cool the pan off a little bit, and it's also gonna slow down the searing process. So you want to have that pan really hot. Okay, now that my meat is starting to evaporate most of the water, I'm gonna add another teaspoon of ghee. And the reason I don't put a lot at the beginning, because then there's a lot of splatter. This way we don't have as much splatter, the oil will melt down, and then we'll continue to sear the meat. There, now this is our first batch. You can see the water has now evaporated. You really want a nice hot pan so that you can get the meat seared up. Okay friends, y'all see we have a beautiful sear here. So we're ready to transfer this batch to the crock pot. I'm gonna add a little bit of beef broth here to loosen up that fond. And it's not an exact measurement. In my book I do give a measurement, but it doesn't have to be. I want to get that fond loosened up. Remember, this is pure flavor here, so we want to loosen that up from the bottom.
Don't want to waste
and put it into our crock pot right over here. Oh yeah, baby. Now I've already been cooking for about 20 minutes and got another 15 or 20 to go, but you can skip this step if you want. All right, my carne guisada lovers, we have all of our meat browned and in the crock pot. It's about 3.5 pounds after trimming, somewhere right around there. We're gonna go ahead and add our beef broth now. We wanna get our liquid in here and start to get that cooking. We're gonna add all this beef broth. Now, you can add just water. I like to add beef broth because it adds a little extra flavor. Still a little low on liquid. I like to have at least 1/2 inch more liquid above the meat. And remember, it's a crock pot. Crock pots cook slow, so you don't need quite as much. So we've covered the meat. Now we're just gonna let it do its magic and simmer along. All right, we're getting all of our seasonings into a bowl here. We're gonna start with 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And if you go over a little bit, it's okay with me because I love black pepper. 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, also known as comino. 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. Now this.
Ooh, comino. That I've not heard that before. So universally, it's not called cumin then. So comino.
Add some really good flavor. And remember, friends, it's okay if it's not exact. It's not baking. When you're baking, it's a science. It better be exact, but
it sure is.
Carne guisada, it's okay. All right, we need a tablespoon of salt, and we're also going to use 1/2 teaspoon of Mexican oregano. Man, that smells good. That oregano is fresh, I can tell.
You guys say this herb differently to us. So we say oregano. Maybe that sounds very British. We add R's where there are no R's. Couldn't tell you why. There's no R in there, but we say oregano. And you say oregano, right? Oregano. But he says it differently as well. Honestly, small things amuse small minds, eh?
Okay, let's kind of blend this all up and get it into our crock pot. Let's give it a little stir, make sure everything gets incorporated in here. And remember, about halfway through, we're gonna give it a little taste, check for salt and other flavors. And you can always adjust. And last but not least in here, into the carne guisada, we go with 1 whole bay leaf. We are also going to add half a cup of tomato sauce. Now I know some people say carne guisada doesn't have tomato sauce. My carne guisada has tomato sauce. Friends, tomato sauce brings that umami and brings out some extra delicious flavor. Anytime you cook roast and beef, tomato paste, tomato sauce is in most recipes. That's why I like to use it, because it brings some extra flavor and a little umami to the carne guisada. Next up, we're going to rough chop all of our veggies, and then we're going to add them all into the crock pot together at one time. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of an onion, and I'm going to cut the ends off, and I'm just going to kind of go at it at different angles. We're going to take our celery. Today I'm just going to go ahead and cut it into some chunks like this. And next up, we're gonna do half of a green bell pepper. All these veggies are rinsed, by the way. And we're gonna basically rough chop our bell pepper, about like so. Half of a green, half of a red. Now, if you wanna cut them a lot smaller and finer, you're more than welcome to. I sometimes do. Next up, we're gonna have some garlic, and we're just gonna basically chop it up. It'll be pretty much dissolved too by the time the carne guisada is done. So we're gonna leave it like that. 3 garlic cloves, by the way. All right, we've got 1 Roma tomato, and I am going to cut it in half first. I'm gonna cut it lengthwise first, give it a couple of slices the other direction. Okay, we've got all of our veggies ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and add them to the crock pot. And we've got our crock pot on high. Let's mix this up a little bit, make sure everything incorporates. All right, we've got everything in our crock pot. We only have one more step to do, but we won't need to do that for a couple hours, so we'll be back. It's been 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I wanna add my flour mixture to the guiso at the 2.5 hour mark. So let's get started on that right now. Now, what I like to do, and you don't have to do this, you can just add the flour straight up and whisk it in. You can add the water here and make a liquid out of it and add it in. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I like to brown my flour just a little, give it a little golden hint. It adds a nice smoky flavor to the carne guisada. I like to make things really flavorful. I like them to taste good. I like it to have my own little signature flavor on there.
I would say, when you add flour straight into it without cooking it off, it's like in the form of a roux. If you add it straight into the liquid there, sometimes it, like the flavor kind of repeats back on you, and it tastes a little bit doughy. Well, obviously it's the flour, isn't it? And it can give sometimes like a hint of that, like, kind of flavor. So yes, I would always cook it off. I would cook it with a liquid though, or kind of preferably some kind of roux, I guess. So I've got a quick question for you guys, for our viewers from the US. So this what Arnie's using here, you guys call this a crock pot. Is this on the stove or is it a slow cooker? Do you guys call a slow cooker, or is a slow cooker a crock pot? Or is this literally just like a big kind of saucepan, Dutch oven looking thing? I'm not sure. That sounds like a really daft question. But yeah, let me know, guys.
And part of that is browning the flour for the carne guisada. You can see it's starting to smoke a little bit, so I turned down my heat. You want to keep the flour moving. Don't let it sit anywhere for too long at all. And that's the key here. You got to keep it moving. Don't let it burn on you, because you'll get a bitter flavor. This pan is hot. I'm actually going to turn off the heat now. It's hot enough to brown my flour for the next couple of minutes. This flour looks beautiful now. We have a nice golden color. My pan is very hot still, so I keep moving the flour, but it's starting to cool off a little bit. All right, so I don't want to burn my flour, so I'm going to add it back to the dish that I had it in, and we're going to add it all back in here. Okay, so now I have my warm brown flour in here. We have some room temperature water. You don't want hot water, you want cool water for this. We're going to pour all that water in there, and we're just going to whisk this up a little bit. Make sure that flour is all dissolved into the water. It just makes it easier to incorporate in the carne guisada broth over here, and you're not going to get any clumps that way. So we're coming up now on 2.5 hours that our carne guisada has been simmering in the crock pot. So this is the first time we open the lid here. Beautiful steam there. Let's give it a little stir. You can see that we still have all the water that we had in here, because we're cooking in a crock pot and it's a slow simmer. That steam is not going anywhere. It's pretty much all staying right in here. Okay, now technically you could eat this right now. It's a soup, but we want to make a carne guisada. We're making a guiso, so we're going to let it cook a little bit longer. We're gonna go ahead and add flour mixture in here and let it thicken up a little bit. And this flour mixture is what turns it into a delicious sticky gravy. Let's give it a little stir, and we're gonna let it keep cooking. We're gonna give it about 1 more hour, folks. Friends, we're at the 3.5 hour mark exactly. Let's take a look in here and see what our carne guisada is looking like. Whew, it smells good. The aroma, fantastic. Looks amazing, smells amazing. I'm gonna have to do a little taste test right now. I'm ready.
Of course.
Salt's perfect. The flavor's perfect. The gravy's perfect. This is one of the best and most iconic dishes in Tex-Mex, Mexican cooking that you could enjoy. All right, friends, mice in place. No, it's not mice because those are little creatures, but I think it's mise en place. That means everything's ready to go. Let's eat some carne guisada. I'm gonna get a nice big serving of some Arnie asada rice here. Now we're gonna get us some delicious fresh pinto beans to go here with our carne guisada. So we're gonna add some of that here. All right, we're ready for the carne guisada. Let's get that served up onto our plate. Look at that beautiful, delicious carne guisada right there. Friends, like I said, there's 1,000 ways to make carne guisada. Today I chose to add a little extra veggies and to leave them a little bit chunky. This is gonna still be delicious. All right, friends, my favorite part of every video. Time to dig on in. Ooh-wee. It smells good, looks good, and I guarantee you it's gonna taste good. First, the carne guisada. Man, look at that bite. Nice and juicy. That meat just melts in your mouth. Super good. One of my dad's favorite ways to enjoy carne guisada was in a taco. So I'm gonna open up this tortilla, get a little bit of carne guisada in here. Yeah, my dad was a meataholic. He ate meat literally 3 times a day. My mom used to tell him, you need to eat some other stuff. And he's like, give me meat. Can y'all tell that I love to eat meat too? This was my dad's favorite way to eat carne guisada, inside of a flour tortilla, a little bit of gravy, and just a big old bite. Cheers, Pops.
Oh.
One of my favorite dishes.
From Arnie
this is such a delicious meal. Y'all gotta try this out, and it's so easy to make. Y'all can get all the ingredients and the step-by-step method in my cookbook, Arnie Tex, with over 100 recipes of Mexican-American cooking and Texas-style barbecue. You can buy my cookbook anywhere books are sold, and there's also a link in the description of this video. Now, if I wanted to make it even easier, I would just use a...
Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Arnie. Is that Arnie's wife? Oh, I love the family element to these cookbooks. I think Kent Rawlins, they're very, very similar. There's a lovely family feel to the cookbooks. And there's little photos in there where you can see, you know, little more personalized, like things in the photos. Like we've got Kent's dogs in Kent's cookbooks. Oh, we've got Arnie's wife. Oh, that's adorable.
A tablespoon or 2 of my Mexican rice seasoning. It has all the deliciousness that's in this dish too. And then we could kick it up even further with a little bit of OG, which is your salt, pepper, garlic, a little wow, and it would really be like wow carne guisada. Now, if y'all want to grab my rubs, you can go to pitmaster.us, soon to be arniesasada.com. I've got my wow, my OG, my Mexican rice seasoning, and my boom seasoning too. Keep the crock pot on high and make it work. Boom!
Boom! Signature ending. Boom. Oh my gosh. I love his videos. Is this Arnie's kitchen? How fabulous is that kitchen? It's so, those rich dark woods going on there. Oh, I'm a big fan. That is gorgeous. I'm very, very, very nosy about people's kitchens. It's the best room in the house. So when you get to see cooking videos and it's in someone's kitchen, I'm very nosy. I like to see how lovely their kitchens are. Wow. That looks absolutely delicious. I have noticed, so Arnie has a chili on his plate here. Is this a common accompaniment with Tex-Mex? I think I'm a little bit of too much of a wuss to, you know, bite a chili. Far too spicy, I think. So maybe I'll omit the chili. But is that a normal little side to have on the plate there? It's very interesting. It's obviously got a very good spice tolerance here. I do not, in case anyone hasn't seen me with a taki. Oh my gosh, this looks absolutely amazing. I really, really want to try making this. Oh my gosh, it seems really, really straightforward and really easy, actually. So I'm going to have to get out my Arnie Tex's cookbook and give this a go. What do you think, guys? Anyway, thank you very much for watching along with me, and thank you so much for Matt for requesting this. Thank you, my friend. It's been a thoroughly enjoyable watch. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye for now.